Hey YouTube, it's Cape Cod Cooter, and this is part 2 of the video. My camera battery died while I was shooting the other video, so I uploaded it while it was charging the first video, and I was impatient, so hopefully the battery doesn't die, because I wanted to shoot the second part of the video so you could see the assembly manual for the 1970 Camaro. These are all photocopies in this binder. And this one is from GM. It's instructions on how the car is put together. This is where all the drill holes are on the firewall and on the cowl. This is it telling the dealers where to put the price tag on the car and different decals and stickers, telling them where to put the VIN number on the door, and different locations, Canada export tags and stuff like that. Let's see. This one's about your data plate. Your warranty card. Where to put the shipping tie downs on the car. That was about oil and stuff. Talks about what seam sealers and cements to use. What the different tags mean. Where to put emblems on the car for different models. This one I believe is air conditioning. That would be the windshield wiper assembly for the for anything to do with your windshield wipers and the fluids and stuff like that. Other one's a dash. I just flipped through. This is just to show you what's in these books, because I couldn't find anything online, and this just kind of help you out. This book right here is really worth getting, I would say, because it shows you where bolts go, and kind of how it's assembled, so you would know how to take it apart, what you're getting yourself into. I don't see any fastener sizes or bolt sizes, sockets, or anything like that, but you kind of get an idea of how many there are. It's got part numbers. You could probably run part numbers and figure out what they mean. They also tell you if there was revisements as they were building. So, say in 1969, they were going to build it one way for the 70 model, and during, say in March, they decided they were going to add something else. It tells you that a car built in March has this bolt here. In May, they changed something and it's here, which is kind of cool. This is upper control arms, lower control arms and stuff, the shocks. The rear frame, rear end, leaf springs. I'm trying not to rip any of my pages here. This 3-ring binder. Brakes, brake lines, master cylinder, pedal assembly. There's the brake pedal assembly right there. It also shows the clutch assembly right there. This is what I was talking about. Stuff that where you can use is the bushings and washers and spacers that you might not know if you have everything, because you know you're dealing with a car that's 44 years old now, and you know, someone might have took it apart and didn't put something back right. You know, someone might have had an automatic car, switched it over to a clutch pedal, and took the parts out of the junkyard and didn't get all the parts. Lost the part by the time he got home to put them on. You get under there and you start fiddling with it, and you're like, "Hey man, this ain't right." Looks like emergency brake cables. Illustrations on the straight 6 and the V8 models where brackets are supposed to be, where power steering and alternator brackets are, and the differences between the brackets, which is cool. I just had to go get an alternator and a bracket for my car. I took it off a 72 model, and it turned out to be exactly the same as the 1970. There was no change. And that's what I looked in this book today right after I bought it. That was one of the first things I looked at to see if the bracket was different, and it wasn't. So I was happy on that. Motor mounts, ignition, cross member for the transmission, solenoids, starters, voltage regulators, clutch pedal assembly, carburetors. This is real cool information right here on the carburetors, so you know where all the linkage goes. I have some missing linkage on my carburetor. I looked at the one at the junkyard, and I thought about robbing a couple little pieces off it, but I figured I'd just leave it alone because they're trying to sell the whole motor. I bought the alternator. I might buy the motor. They told me they only wanted $300 for it. Maybe I can do a wheel and deal and get the motor in training. Put it on standby or something. No, 307 isn't too desirable. $300, you could probably buy a 350 though. Steering columns, standard transmissions, different shifters, and how they're set on the transmissions. More linkage on the transmissions. Something to do under the dashboard. Wire harness for the dashboard. Oh, going down to the wire harness, going down to the transmission, going up to the shifter indicator on the dashboard. More linkages. That would be the fork for the transmission and the clutch pedal assembly. Fuel lines. Sorry, my arm's getting tired. I'm holding it suspended in the air. That's the exhaust and how the exhaust is hung. Its part numbers are in here too if you wanted to order original part. Fuel tank, sending units, how the fuel lines are connected, and sender units, the rail license plate, steering column going into the gearbox with all the steering components, more of the steering components and pitman arms and stuff. And the gearbox. Steering column. Steering wheel. The assembly of a steering wheel. The little isolator underneath the steering column. There's tires put on. The jack and the assembly. The front end, how the front end's assembled. He's got a couple of dog pictures in here. Same picture as a dog that was in the other book. It's the front end assembly, how it's put together and stuff like that. And again, you can use these part numbers to reference probably some of the bolt sizes and stuff. Here's the grill assembly. Some of the weather stripping or seals that are on the hood. Hood hinges. I just put a set of those on my car with the bolts and stuff. The arm is getting tired. Let me shake that arm off a little. And the fender wells. Okay. Make sure that arm doesn't fall off on me. The hood hinge where it latches down. The spring and stuff. Radiator with the fan shroud. Got a little stuck there. Shows where the frame is attached to the radiator and the fender. Where the wire harness is running through, wire diagrams, just how it was running through the engine bay. Battery tray, headlight bezels. I just put a set of those in. I still need this basket that goes in the back to hold the driver's side light in, and I actually need the little trim ring that goes around the light too. That holds the light bulb.